Hello cricketers, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. It's free. Drop me a like on the video if you're not new around here, because that's also free and it does help massively with the algorithm. And if you have time, just drop me down your test team of the year for 2024, because that is exactly what I'm about to run through. I've got 11 cricketers. Funnily enough, that is what makes up a test team. And I think I've got some pretty good ones. There might be a bit of English bias going on in here. I'm not sure, but England do play a lot of test cricket, and individually, they've done pretty well through the course of the 12 months. We are going to start with Jafwuk Jaiswal at the top of the order. He is a member of, I think, what's being described as the future Fab Four. And it does feel like Test cricket is in good hands when you've got someone like Jafwuk Jaiswal at the top of the order. I think he's 23 years old, doing incredibly well. He scored 1,300 runs this year, which doesn't include the Test match, which starts on Boxing Day. 300s in the year. 4 scores now in his career, which are over 150, 2 of which are double hundreds. As I say, yes, I just feel like cricket's in a great place with Jafwuk Jaiswal playing Test cricket. Opening the batting with him, I've gone for none other than England's Ben Duckett. I wanted another proper opener, which I know a lot of media outlets would have just stuck some bloke up the top who's batted 7 all year and gone, oh yeah, but it's good because then we can appease a couple of fan bases around the world and people will like it. But no, I wanted a proper opener. So I've got one, and I've got one in Ben Duckett. Scored over 1,000 runs in the year, which is pretty good, to be fair. It is an average of 37, which isn't the greatest Test average across the course of a 12-month period, but as I say, he opens the batting. He scored 200s in the calendar, and I think he is going to be one of those cricketers that just frustrates, particularly England fans, because there will be a lot of supporters coming back with going, he shouldn't have played that shot at that time. But then also kind of cheering and celebrating the reverse sweep off the first ball of the innings type thing that people want to have put on photographs on their mantelpieces. And he is going to be one of those cricketers. He's going to be part of this team that England fans are going to have to enjoy and endure over the next couple of years, all the while that McCullum and Stokes are leading the way. And I don't really see England changing their mindset even once that partnership at the top of the tree actually kind of eventually ends, whether that's through a retirement through Stokes or the end of a contract for McCullum. I'm not sure, but Ben Duckett really does kind of epitomise what England are trying to do. Number 3, I have gone for Kane Williamson. He's back at it. He's back over 1,000 runs for the first time in a calendar year since 2015, when he averaged 90. I don't think New Zealand's schedule or his injuries have helped a great deal in his attempts to score over 1,000 runs in a calendar year in the past few years. There have been some years where he's played 3 Test matches, a couple where he's played 4 Tests as well, and obviously doesn't make it easy to go out there and score 1,000 runs in that period of time. The average actually for 2024 is slightly less than what he's achieved in some of those other tests, either those cycles or those years where he's only played 2 or 3 or 4 Test matches. But look, he scored over 1,000 runs. Let's look at the top line. That's important to me, and he is going to be my number 3. Joe Root at number 4. That's probably not the biggest shock in the world, is it? Over 1,500 runs in the year. I think it's Jaiswal that's second with 1,300, so he scored 200 more. He scored 600s, 550s, a high score of 262 and an average of 55 for Joe Root. There is a bigger question with Joe Root, and I'm curious as to hear your thoughts about it, but will he overtake Sachin Tendulkar in the all-time leading Test run scorer? And if you want to comment Joe Root now, I will make a video exploring the possibilities and opportunities in which that may or may not happen. And I'll start doing some mathematics, because that'll be fun, won't it? We like maths. Maths are good. Travis Head at number 5, the Australian. This was really close. My heart wanted Harry Brook, but I went for Travis Head just to avoid the comments where people were saying, I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm just picking England players because I'm English. And I didn't really want to do that. So I've gone for Daddy Head. Daddy Head scored over 600 runs in the year. It feels like all 600 of them have come against India in the last couple of weeks. He scored 300s in the year, 2 of which have come in the last couple of weeks against India. So I would imagine Indian fans would be quite happy to see the back of Travis Head at the end of this BGT series, whichever way it decides to go. After the 5 Test matches. The other one came against the West Indies way back in January. But as I say, it was a close call between Head and Brook. And now I'm sat here recording this, it does feel like Harry Brook was the player that I wanted in there at number 5, but I've gone for Travis Head, and that's who I made my notes on, so there you go. Number 6, I've gone for the Sri Lankan Kamindu Mendis, another one of those future Fab Four members up with Yashavi Jaiswal. He did actually make his Test debut in 2022. He played 1 Test matches. He did actually make his Test debut in 2022, where he played 1 Test match. So has kind of ended up having a second debut for Kamindu Mendis back in March against Bangladesh it was. He's gone on to score 500s this year, over 1,000 runs and an average a mind-boggling 75 over the course of 2024. The guy's got an incredible future, just mental. And it's so good to see. Sri Lanka are one of those nations, similar to the West Indies, that it's exciting to see a youngster or a young player kind of come to the floor and actually kind of take it forward, because I think similar to when people go, we got a strong West Indies, we got strong cricket, I think it works the same for Sri Lanka as well. He's climbed the order a bit since he started back in March against Bangladesh. He hasn't had it all his own way against South Africa, but then they've got Kagiso Rabada, and I mean, who has it their own way against Kagiso Rabada? Number 7, and my wicketkeeper, I've gone for Jamie Smith. Yes, what can I say? Another Englishman in the Test 11. Oh, shoot me. What have I done wrong? Oh, no. It's the wicketkeeper, though. He made his debut against West Indies this summer, and he's totaled 637 runs across the calendar year at an average of 42, including 104 50s. That is, of course, with missing that 3-match series against New Zealand, where he welcomed the arrival of his first child into the world. He didn't have as many dismissals as Alex Carey, quite a few less actually. I think there was about 10 dismissals difference, but I mean, Alex Carey has not been able to bat or buy a run over the course of 2024. So Jamie Smith, you've got the gloves, and we go into the bowlers, where for the last time, I'm going to be able to talk about Ravichandran Ashwin in a Test Team of the Year as my spinner / all-rounder bloke that's going to just extend that batting lineup a little bit. He's played 11 matches in 2024. He will only have played 11 matches in 2024. Took 47 wickets, which isn't actually the lead spinner in the wicket-taking department for 2024. That's Shoaib Bashir, who's got 49, but Ashwin's wickets came at 27s, whereas Bashir's came at 40. Obviously, he does bat a bit as well, and that's helpful. It does come into consideration when trying to pick these sides. Number 9 is Gus Atkinson. He made his Test debut again in July against the West Indies, gone on to play 11 Test matches in what's kind of a packed second half of the year for England in 2024. Gus has picked up 52 wickets in those 11 Test matches, including a 10-fer. And it's only actually Bryden Cast and Marco Janssen who are the seamers in Test cricket this year that have picked up 10-wicket hauls. Obviously, to add to that 52 wickets, he did score that 100 at Lords against Sri Lanka, where I was there, but I didn't see it because I was doing something else. But from an England fan's perspective, I am incredibly excited to see the future for this England bowler and what this means for this England Test team as well. Number 10, none other than Jasprit Bumrah. The bloke picked himself. He was the first person that I put on this team sheet. He's taken 62 wickets in 2024. He's the leading wicket taker in the calendar. 12 matches. It's 10 more than Gus Atkinson, who found himself in second place. And the average is 14.8 per wicket. The economy is less than 3. He's got 4 fifers. The bloke is ridiculous. I absolutely love watching him bowl. He's frustrating. I mean, I love watching him bowl when he's not against England for Jasprit Bumrah. So at the moment, whilst he's terrorising Australians, brilliant. Sign me up. I'll just watch it. I'll buy Bumrah coin. It's perfect. And obviously he's going to make a great new ball opening bowling partnership with Josh Hazlewood, who, in my opinion, is Australia's most skillful seamer. Better than, I can understand the appeal with Cummins and Stark, but I do feel that Hazlewood is the most skillful out of the three of them. He's finished with 35 wickets from just 7 Test matches so far in 2024, an average of 13.6. He has just bowled 188 overs this year. Compared to Bumrah, obviously Bumrah impressive, 62 wickets in the year, but Bumrah has bowled 303 overs, which is quite a big difference, isn't it? Not to say that he would have caught him, but it's a big difference. But anyway, there you go. There is my Test team of the year, 1 through 11. If you have watched it all the way through and you've enjoyed it, please drop me a like on the video and comment who makes your Test team of the year, and I'll see you in 2025.